What is up, everybody? Welcome back to racenews.com. Welcome back to another one of our preview. It's Whitney Day at Saratoga, second biggest day of the meet, and it is a hell of a race this year. So let's get to previewing it. The Whitney going to be race 11 on the card, going a mile and eighth on the dirt. Breeders' Cup winning, you're in for the Classic. Field of 10, probably 9. I'll get to that in just a second, but still an excellent field. Let's put it up on the screen for you now. Like I said, it will be race 11. I mentioned it is a field of 10. It could be / probably will be 9. That is because the number 1 Mind Frame is most likely scratching. So here's the deal. Mind Frame and Fierceness, both out of the Todd Pletcher barn, both entered in this race. Todd Pletcher has publicly said if Fierceness is good, all things good, everything's going fine, he will be the entry. Mind Frame will scratch. They entered Mind Frame because, kind of in his words, a week is a long time in racing. Something could happen to Fierceness, and we'd hate to, if something happened to Fierceness, not be able to run Mind Frame in the race. Makes sense. A little annoying. It does make sense, though. If Mind Frame gets in the race, I got to think he's the winner, to be quite honest. So I'll say that at first. If Mind Frame is in it, he's going to be my pick, because that means Fierceness is out. It means Mind Frame obviously would be in. He's my pick. When you look at what this horse has done, he's now 3 for 3 since coming back up the layoff, showing up this year. Each race better than the last. The last race in the Stephen Foster was one of the better races we've seen this year from anybody. So if he's in, he's going to be my pick. I don't think he's going to be in, though. So we'll just leave that nugget out there, and then we'll handicap the rest of the field now like he's not going to be there, which is most likely what's going to happen. We can quickly go to the number 2, Skippy Longstocking, and we can quickly say he's not this type of horse. We've seen it 100 times, it feels like now. Grade 2s and grade 3s, look out. Grade 1s, not so much. That's why he's 10 to 1. Nice horse. Don't think he's good enough in this spot. And so just a quick no for me on Skippy Longstocking. The 3 Highland Falls is a very interesting horse. 3 races back did win the Jockey Club Gold Cup right here at Saratoga by 4 lengths. I was there that day. He was very, very impressive. He was not impressive at all the Breeders' Cup Classic. Didn't run a step, got beat 14.5 lengths. Long layoff. Came back in an allowance at Belmont at the Big A last time out and won by 5.5. So he's back, second off the layoff. He's ready to run a big race here, I'm sure. It is interesting that Luis Saez gets aboard here. So we'll see if he can kind of replicate what happened in the Jockey Club Gold Cup. I think people would be happier. Well, not people, but I think, the connections would be happier. Flavian Pratt was aboard, because Pratt was aboard the last 2 wins for this horse, including the win here at Saratoga. But Pratt's on somebody else, and for good reason. But I think Highland Falls, he's a little bit of an upset candidate. I would not completely dismiss him. We know his absolute best race makes him pretty competitive here. The number 4 is Mama's Gold. New York bred, going to try here in the Whitney. I'm guessing maybe, the owner wants to run in the Whitney. Maybe that kind of situation is what we're looking at here. The horse at its best is, he's not bad, honestly. Yeah, he's a horse you'd love to own. He's 6 of 23 lifetime, 10 of 23 finishing first or second. He's earned almost 500,000. He's 50 to 1 for a reason, though. This is the toughest race he's been in by a mile. He's going to be hard pressed in this kind of situation. I do think he'll play a part in the pace. He is a fast horse. He goes to the front quite often. So I do think he will play a little bit of part in the pace, and that's going to be significant for the next horse we're going to talk about, and that is the number 5, Sierra Leone. Breaking news, and I have no clue why it took this long, but the same ownership group that has Sierra Leone purchased the number 8, Contrary Thinking, as a rabbit. Wow, what a novel concept. This horse has needed a rabbit forever, and he'll get one for the first time today. This is, an ultra consistent runner. There's just no way around it. Of course, the Breeders' Cup Classic winner last year, but he has been a victim of some very slow paces and some very short fields right here at Saratoga during his career. And that's just kind of been the issue. Like, he has a lot of seconds and thirds. He had a second in the Stephen Foster last time. Why? Because he had no pace to run at. Short field. Yeah, it just doesn't work. But now, with Mama's Gold in the race, with the 8 Contrary Thinking in the race, with other speed signed on, he may have a legit pace and a legit shot to get the job done. And guess what? The last time he had a legit pace, he won the Breeders' Cup Classic. Look out. I think he's ready to run. This is his third race in the form cycle. He was much, much better in the Stephen Foster, even though he lost. This sets up for him to get the job done. Will he do it? I don't know. He's a tough to get it right sometimes, right? You're on the wrong side of him seemingly all the time. It feels like it really sets up great for him today. We'll see if he can do it. The number 6 is Disarm. I don't know. I think at this point, the horse is just not this caliber, and I think we can move on, to be quite honest. They've given him chances. He's just not quite good enough. He's a pretty nice horse in kind of some lower level races, but it's grade 1 level and even kind of the grade 2 level. I'm kind of out on Disarm. He's going to have to prove it to me before I get excited about him. The number 7, White Barrio, talk about an inconsistent horse, a horse that's kind of been written off here and there over the years. It just kind of keeps coming back. So White Barrio here in this spot, he's been working extremely well. I think they're confident in him. We've seen him at his best. He's a Whitney winner. He's a Pegasus World Cup winner. He's a Breeders' Cup Classic winner. We've seen him when he's not so good, like the Met Mile when he was nowhere to be found in the last year and the year before too, or this year I should say, and last year. We've seen him kind of run those types of races. We've seen him with Safi and then with Detro and then back to Safi. He's a horse early in his career. I always got him right. Now, sparingly. I did get him right in the Breeders' Cup Classic, but missed him ever since, basically. He beat me in the Pegasus World Cup. So, that was an annoying day for me there. So I don't know. I don't know which horse is going to show up. If the best version shows up, I think he's got a shot. I kind of lean towards no, that won't happen. But look, if you like him, I can't really talk you off of him because there are races I can point to and go, yeah, he can win. I just don't think it's here. I don't think this is the spot for him. The number 8 is Contrary Thinking. I already talked about him. Speed. He was purchased by Peter Brandt to go to the front. He will go to the front. He's a rabbit in a race that is looking like it's got some other speed in it as well. So it's all good news there for Sierra Leone on that front. Mama's Gold's going to go. I think White Barrio, his best race, puts him forwardly placed. Contrary Thinking. I mean, I think that's what's going to happen. They're going to ensure it's going to be a hot pace. Will it be enough? That's going to be the big question mark, but hats off. Why did you wait so long? The number 5, I'm sorry, but it's just like, how many times do you have to see it before you do something about it? Well, apparently, let's see, how many races is Sierra Leone has? 11 times you have to see it. So the 12th time is a charm. All right, the number 9 is Fierceness, a horse that I'm still pretty bullish on, honestly. I think a lot of people were upset with him, kind of jumped off the bandwagon in the Met Mile last time out. I certainly am not one of those people. First of all, Raging Torrent is a very, very good horse. Unfortunately, he's out with an injury. Won't see him again, but going a mile, very tough. Sloppy track at Saratoga. It's tough to pass. I thought Fierceness ran okay. I'm not that down on him. His best races are better than anybody else's, in my opinion, in this field. Last year up here, he won the Jim Dandy. He won the Travers. He came back this year in the Ali Sheba. I thought he looked tremendous in that race. He lost the Breeders' Cup Classic. Why? The pace was insane. He was too close to it. He lost by a length and a half, but he still was able to get second. I think a lot of people said the Met Mile, he just doesn't like to fight. I think that's insane. I thought he had to kind of fight off Most Wanted in the race previous. The Breeders' Cup Classic, if you think that horse didn't fight to get second, I think you're insane. I thought he had to fight pretty hard, honestly, in the Travers. So I'm past that whole, he's kind of a horse that just doesn't like a battle. I don't think he's inconsistent anymore either. I think they've got that figured out. I think he just got beat last time out. That was a mile. A mile in the slop against a horse that's pretty good on the front end. I'm not that upset about it. Now, if he gets beat here and doesn't look very good, okay, it's time. But I think he'll show up and run well. I think he's deserving favorite at 9-5. And then finally, the number 10 is Post Time, and it's kind of like Skippy Longstocking in a way when he's at home at Laurel or when he's at some weaker races at other tracks. Great. He's going to be really, really tough to beat. When he takes on better company, he just has trouble getting the job done. So him and Skippy are the same for me. Can they hit the board? Yes. Are they going to win this race? I don't think so. All right, that is the field of 10. It's going to be 9. Like I said, if Mind Frame enters, he'll be my pick. I don't think he's going to. He's going to scratch. So, look, I think it's between Fierceness and Sierra Leone. I really think the pace sets up beautifully for Sierra Leone, but I think Fierceness can sit off of it enough here on this outside post. What they usually try to do with him anyway is kind of keep him to the outside, keep him away from everybody. As long as he just doesn't sit too close to it and gets burnt up, I do think he gets the job done. I also think he's got a better chance at a 1.125 miles to win than Sierra Leone. That's the other thing. I think it was 1.25 miles. Maybe I would lean to Sierra Leone, but I think it's the number 9 Fierceness that gets it done. I'm not down on him after that Met Mile. Like I said, if he runs poorly here, okay, I can kind of get in that camp, but I thought he ran pretty well. So I'm going to go number 9 Fierceness to win this year's running of the Whitney. All right, guys, that'll do it for this preview. Hit that like button if you like it. Hit subscribe. You really like it. Want to get alerted anytime we do previews like this. And most importantly, good luck if you're playing Saratoga on Saturday.